That's right. Now, let's show them how homie gets back at Mr. Establishment, shall we? Sure.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe.
How many kids did you molest with Jeffrey?
What? Yeah. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland.
Oh, yeah.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
You know, Michael Malice had that great line. He goes, when you take the red pill, you're supposed to take one and not swallow the whole bottle. Yes. And I think there's like this dynamic. What happens is, and of course, people know the red pill is the analogy from The Matrix. The idea that you wake up to realizing that so much of the stuff you believed was bullshit propaganda. Absolutely. And is all lies. And this is a real danger when the establishment and the institutions are all caught with their pants down, having sold a bunch of very consequential policies based on lies. And then once people realize that, they go, well, what else have they been lying to me about? And then they almost want to look into every single thing and go, yeah, I think the whole thing was lies. Now, I agree with you. There's danger in that. And I think that there are some things that then people jump to conclusions that are totally wrong. But I guess I tend to look at that and go, well, then maybe the people with power, not random podcasters, but like the people with real power should do a better job of not lying through their fucking teeth about everything.
Well, maybe.
Oh yeah, baby. Let's go to Peru.
Bonjour tout le monde. Allô, allô. Enjoying beautiful Peru, and that you're not too tired. So you have enough now.
Hey gang, what's up? Just Aaron right here, Canadian Looney.
My name's Tyrone Biggins. Sometimes the endless pursuit of crack leaves me tired and depleted.
There are a few ways to soothe the nose from cocaine use that include...
Well, I think we're recording. So, hey gang, my name's Aaron. We're bringing my cart out. It has flat tires. This might not be so smooth. Canadian Looney, let's go.
Anywho, the concierge at the hotel said, do you want to go to a game show? Well,
Subarashi, do hardi matamasho. Shetsaman ichiban.
See, I thought she meant see a game show, not be on a game show. Big mistake.
Okay,
big
good day.
mistake.
Welcome to the Great White North, aka Canadian Corner.
How's it going, eh?
Bob McKenzie's my brother Doug.
Let me ask you, Mr. Prime Minister, will there always be a Canada? There will always be a Canada. All right, elbows up. Elbows up.
Off the crossbar? Yeah.
Yep.
Goes right off that crossbar in behind Lundqvist.
WTF.
Here, here.
Mark Carney is back from Europe.
Speaking as a European.
To finish what he started. As Justin Trudeau's economic advisor, he's been pushing
a steady increase in the price of carbon.
On you for years. Now he's planning to hit you with
effectively a shadow carbon price
after the election. And that will cost you even more, because he thinks
carbon prices have been applied sparingly. They've been set far too low.
You sneaky.
Carbon tax Carney. He's just like Justin.
The American Heritage Dictionary defines a transition as an instance or process of changing from one form to another. So this is one transition. And this is another. But this, my friends, is my favorite transition of all.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Low-hanging fruit from the tree. Far better to create this narrative that they're trying to keep communities safe by going after the easiest of targets, the millions of individuals across this country who have taken all the appropriate training courses, have taken all and obtained all the appropriate licenses and engage in hunting for recreation, for sustenance. Let's not even forget about the indigenous population who has an absolute right for sustenance purposes to hunt. So do they get caught up into this new interpretation of the legislation the government is trying to advance? They are missing the target repeatedly. And the target is they are focusing on the wrong element. Absolutely. It is not these individuals that are creating menace on our streets. It is not these individuals who are engaging in drive-by shootings where innocent people are being picked off. We just heard the statistics released earlier this week that Canada jumped substantially in 1 year in terms of the gang-related homicides. These gang-related individuals are not using long firearms. They're not using shotguns. They are using those pistols that are illegally being smuggled across our borders. The government is continually failing to address the problem head on.
Hey, that's something everyone can enjoy.
Now, we all know about the Liberal housing crisis. Rent has doubled. Mortgage payments doubled. The needed down payment for an average home doubled. Plus, we have the most expensive real estate in the G7. Housing costs have outgrown incomes more in Canada than in all other G7 countries and all but one developed nations. We can't afford a fourth Liberal term. We need affordable homes for a change. But let's start with the problem. What is driving up the costs? Lumber? Labor? Land? Nope. Taxes. In Ontario and BC, government taxes and fees now make up 30% of the cost of a new home. And those are just the direct costs and fees. That doesn't include all the other bureaucracy that stands in the way of home building. On an $800,000 home, all government taxes total nearly $250,000. And the problem isn't just the federal government. City Hall bureaucrats also take their cut. They're called development charges, paid before a shovel even hits the ground. Let's call these charges what they really are: home building taxes. And in the last decade, they've exploded. In 2015, Toronto's home building taxes were about $30,000 a home. Now, nearly $140,000. Across Canada, they've shot up by $27,000 in just 2 years. And the federal Liberals? As always, they've made things worse. They're actually rewarding municipal governments that raise taxes on homes. For example, the federal government gave the City of Toronto an extra $471 million as a reward for the city raising home building taxes by 42%. Now, what did this mean for home building? It fell by 40%. The City of Ottawa got $176 million in housing incentives from the federal government, only to go on and raise housing taxes by 30%. And what happened there? Home building fell by a fifth. And the City of Victoria, they jacked up home building taxes by 258%, and they got a reward from the federal government in the form of $18 million in handouts. What happened to home building there? Down 55%. In other words, the federal Liberals are paying municipal bureaucracies to block and tax home building in the middle of the worst housing crisis in the world. Mark Carney's current housing minister is just fine with that. He says cities can go on raising taxes and still get more of your federal tax dollars. We should stop paying municipal governments to raise taxes on home building. In fact, we should do the exact opposite and incentivize them to cut those taxes. Today, I'm announcing plans to cut housing taxes by $100,000 for a new home. I already announced part of this plan. That is, getting rid of the sales tax on new homes. That would save about $50,000 for the average home in GTA or the Lower Mainland. But today, I'm also announcing conservatives will incentivize municipalities to cut building taxes another $50,000. Here's how it works. My government will pay municipalities half the cost of cutting their building taxes, with the goal of getting them down by $50,000 a home. In other words, if a municipality agrees to cut their building taxes by 50 grand, the federal government will pay 25,000. That will incentivize them to lower these taxes and build more homes. Combined with a GST cut, that means you could save $100,000 on an average new home in the GTA or in the greater Vancouver area, cutting your mortgage payments by $5,000 per year. While the savings would be the biggest in the places that are the most expensive, everyone could save money by having less building taxes and no sales tax on a new home. We'll also require municipalities to speed up permits and free up land to allow 15% more home building per year as a condition of getting federal infrastructure funds. Look, Liberals doubled our housing costs and gave us the worst housing inflation in the G7. Now, Mark Carney is promising more of the same government programs in Ottawa that build bureaucracy and not housing. He has the same Liberal ministers, the same Liberal advisors, the same Liberal MPs that gave us the Liberal housing crisis. We can't trust the people who broke the system to fix it. We cannot afford a fourth term. We need change with a new Conservative government that will axe taxes to build homes you can afford. So to recap, by axing the sales tax on homes and helping municipalities to cut home building taxes further, we can save you $100,000 on an average new Canadian home. We will build more, tax less, and get the government out of the way to save you tens of thousands of dollars. All to restore Canada's promise that hard work gets you a great life in an affordable house on a safe street protected by brave troops under our proud flag. Canada first, for a change. Let's bring it home.
Try and dunk the clown. Only $1. Try your luck for just a buck. Try your luck. $1. Dunk the clown. $1. Try again. $1. Dunk the clown. Try again. $1.
Wait a minute, I just hit the target. Why didn't you fall in?
Oh, fall in, huh? You drink up all this water and suffocate, huh? Float on my back like a dead man. That'd be pretty funny, huh?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Homie, don't play that. Homie's one-stop carnival. Step right up, ladies and gentlemen. Step right up. Come.
Are you a real clown?
No, I'm your daddy. That's the clown. Well, what can I do for you, little girl?
Can you make me a balloon animal?
Sure. How about a little doggy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Homie once had a little doggy just like this. His name was Pal O'Mine. Pet him. Pal O'Mine. P-A-L-O mine. Used to love to play fetch the stick. Yeah, until one day a cop car came by and ran over his back legs. He ain't no pal of mine no more. Here you go.
You're a stupid clown.
Yeah? One-stop carnival, one-stop carnival. Step right up.
Hey, clown. Can you guess my wife's weight?
Sure, $1. Okay, she's about, I'd say, one fat bitch.
Pretty good.
Homie's one-stop carnival, step right up.
Hey, homie,
Yeah.
what's this?
That's the homie world twirl. Wanna ride?
Yeah.
$1. Have a seat. All right. Round and round you go. Round and round you go. Where you stop, only homie knows. Round and round I spin your dumb ass. You better look tight, cause you might not land.
I'm sick.
You said you wanna go faster, huh? Round and round you still must go. To pay for your sins, you kept homies down so low. So how do you feel about yourself now?
I feel dizzy and nauseous, homie.
Good, that's the same way I felt after 8 years in prison. Pay careful attention, ladies and gentlemen, because this puppet show has a certain message to it. I want you to meet Mr. Establishment. Say hello to the nice people. Hello, nice people. Now, tell the nice people how you've tried to keep Homie down.
Well, I've structured society in such a way that men like Homie face nearly impossible odds of ever achieving any sort of educational opportunity. Therefore, they're unable to obtain gainful employment, thus forcing them to turn to an alternate source of income. Sooner or later, they just end up in jail, just like Homie.
That's right. Now, let's show them how Homie gets back at Mr. Establishment, shall we?
Sure.
Very good. So what have we learned if nothing else?
Homie, don't play that.
Very good. Now take your bow. The end. $1.
Indie, because the media does not tell you the truth from any perspective. Like, they're just liars. Again, we try to have fun. Canadian federal politics.
Randy, the other Randy is Indigenous. I'm not Indigenous, but the other Randy is. This kind of foolishness. Aaron, Canadian Looney, like, share, subscribe, get notified. Check out one of the other videos. Thank you for watching this one. We'll catch you next time. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Catch you next time, gang.
Everyone has an opinion about Canadian federal politics.
Oh, yeah.